Hello and welcome to Minigame Monday. Today is Monday, December 15th, and we are going to be solving a word search puzzle made out of titles playtested at the May 2025 session of Protosville Online. So, without further ado, I'm just going to move right on over here and show you the puzzle. This is built in a tool called Puzzle Me. And if you would like to solve the puzzle yourself, you can, I will put the link in the chat and show it up here. You can visit it. So let's get on started. I'm going to be not actually looking for these, but getting an assist from the hint pool. But I actually just remembered that I didn't open something I needed to open, which is the slides that show screenshots of what this looked like when it was posted in our Discord server. So I'm going to go ahead and open that up really quick. Give me just a second. Yeah, word search slideshows for May. This one's part 5. This is the last word search for the May session. We're getting pretty close to doing this, switching to the August 2025 slideshows. Let me do this. You can kind of see some of the machinations here of how I pop in the slideshow. Presenter view. Okay, we can see it now. Okay, so Aqua Ball is the first one. And if anybody in chat wants to give me a hint, please feel free to go ahead and do so as you look at the word search grid. But if I don't see a hint in chat, and by the time I'm done talking about the prototype, I will just get a hint from the tool. All right. Hello, Robert. Thanks for joining in the chat. Yeah, let me know if you see any hints. I don't know. I'm going to probably be going pretty fast today. But if you happen to have a hint, I'll keep an eye out for it. Thanks. Okay, so Aqua Ball. That one is one I have not tested myself. I've never had a chance to play it, but it looks like it's a exactly 3-player, or at least they wanted to test with exactly 3 people when they shared it in May. And this is something they're hoping to self-publish, and dystopian aquatic sports game that revolves around dice and team building. That's interesting. Yeah, I wish I knew more about this one. It's not one I have gotten to play or heard people talk about, so maybe it will come back someday. Let's see. I don't see any hints, so I'll get one from this. There we go. Okay, it seems to be fighting with me less. I've been having trouble with it kind of losing the thread as I'm selecting the word. So let's see if it is kinder to me than it has been the last few times I've done these. Fairy Ring. Now I think I did play this one in August, but its name got changed to Fairy Grove. So it's a midweight action selection game where you're growing mushrooms to attract mythological creatures. Yeah. This was a kind of a recipe fulfillment set collection game. It was quite fun. I'm curious to see how this one evolves. So let's get a hint. It's a certain kind of spelling of fairy, right? But I changed to Fairy Grove because there's a game that's recently been published that's called Fairy Ring. I think spelled with kind of the more basic way of spelling fairy, but still it sounds the same when you say it out loud. So probably a good choice. It's frustrating when that happens. Glimmer Glade. This one's from Kyle Cushman. I've played some of Kyle's games, but not this one. Rotate action cards to push rows and columns, collect sets of things in different colors to fill your curios box, and augment your actions to create card draft combos. Cool. Pretty new. It was new as of May anyway. Yeah, I'm curious about this one. Looking forward to seeing it again. All right, let's get a hint. And Good Kitties. Now this one has been around for a while. This is one of Emily Vincent's games, and it has been it got backburnered because if you know what has been going on with Emily, she's started a company called Pink Hawk Games and published her own game called Pirates of the High Teas, as well as gotten her first contract game published, Knitting Circle. So she's been really busy with these other things. I think Good Kitties was the very first game that she brought to Protospiel several years ago, Protospiel Online several years ago, and it made a splash. It's a really funny idea about just cats, you know, kind of Pinky and the Brain style, looking to take over the world, or at least the house, run the gambit or whatever. Cooperative game. So I'm happy to see that she's starting to get time and space to revisit this, because I think it's going to be really... It does comedy well, I would say. It captures the personality of house cats. You know, if you're a house cat owner, their mischievousness is very apparent in this game. Good Kitties. Okay. Napoleonic Whist is one I haven't played, but this one is from Mark Wilson. This one is an example that shows what happens if a designer makes a diary post and includes that link when they fill out the form that kind of creates this post in the form on our website that creates this post in our Discord server. It will post a link to their diary post to kind of encourage people to follow what they share, or post there to ask for chances to play the game, you know, maybe after the weekend if they just kept missing something that they wanted to play. That was a nice benefit of us adding a diaries forum to our server a year and a half to 2 years ago. Let's get our hint. Yeah, I don't know too much about Whist. I know that it's a secret partnership trick taker. I wonder if that's what Whist is like. If Whist, that's what kind of marks Whist, is a secret partnership trick taker. But yeah, I've heard its name, but that's all I really know about Whist. Is that it's just like, I'm pretty sure, a 52 card deck kind of game. This one, Parterre, posted by Nina Wynn. This one is one that I have gotten to play. I can't remember if it was in May or not, but it's kind of reminiscent of What's Fun About Calico, but with, instead of just straight hexes, like kind of like pieces that are groups of hexes that you have to kind of finagle, and it also cares about like it's a hex-shaped grid of hexes, and you care about making sort of symmetries and stuff across the different lines. In a way, it kind of reminds me a little bit of Diatoms, I guess, too. But it's a really fun... It was a game that I played that felt like it was a published game. It worked smoothly enough for when we finished the whole game, and you know, there were maybe some balancing feedback, but it was really quite fun. Looking forward to seeing this one be a reality for people outside of playtesting circles. That would be very cool. So let's get the hint. There we go. Project Turncoat. This one is a card game by Jonathan Chaffer that is, it's piratey themed, and you're kind of like, you're moving your meeples to kind of be at the front of the line based on the resolution of card tricks. And yeah, kind of double crossing each other, kind of mutinying. Like who the captain is, I think, is determined by where you are in the line, but you can be mutinied or something like that. I've played it only one time. It may have been in May, which now is about 6 months ago, so the details are a little foggy. But yeah, this is a fun piratey take on a trick taker. A trick taker plus, with like some extra mechanics added in, with actual like meeples, you know, involved in the game. Right, Shovels and Scallywags is, oops, I'm not going to ask for the hint yet, is very apt to have right after that because it's also a piratey game of double-crossing each other, claiming booty dug up on the shore. This one is one I've played a lot from visiting. Tanner Simmons is somebody who playtests a lot with the Grubs crew, the Grand Rapids Unpublished Board Game Society online, and so a lot of the times that I've gone to Grubs, I've gotten to play this. And this is the rare one where I also went to Porterville, Michigan, which is, Grand Rapids is in Michigan, so that crew is up there. And I got to play it physically too. I've played it both physically and digitally. But yeah, it's kind of a sushi go scoring type thing and a bit of a bluffing. You're kind of like putting down bid cards face down, and there's a really fun bomb card that will explode cards that are next to it. And you also, sometimes you can get treasures that actually are negative points for you and stuff like that. It's quite fun. That one's almost the whole length. Sneaky Squirrels. This one is one I have tried as well. This one is Joe Kell's game of, it can be a multi-victor game. Any squirrel that has enough food to survive wins, and there's no like surviving the best, you know what I mean? But it involves hiding, like trying to bury nuts in a face-down grid. But you can also have cards that are just like rocks. So you could be burying something and it might be rocks, it might be a nut. And you know where the nuts you buried are, hopefully, if nobody else moves them. And it's a two-phase game where you kind of build that grid and then you dig them up and hope that you find enough nuts to survive the winter in the winter phase. Sneaky Squirrels. Okay. Spindletop is a game from Brooks Barber it's if you've heard us ever talking about Texagons, it's a board shaped like Texas that's made out of little Texas shapes put together. And what's funny is this was the very first game that Brooks brought to Protospiel, and it was like very rough and not really working way back then, and I haven't gotten to play it since it's kind of been working really well. But since then, like, Brooks has made a lot of different games and gotten something published with Hollandspiel, so it's fun to look back at how things were long ago. I can't remember when the first time he brought Spindletop was, but I feel like he took a little break from it, and then recently came back with it in May, so that's exciting. There we go. Tin Punk Alley. That one's been on a lot of these puzzles. This one is from a team in Greece, and it's another one that has a diary post you can follow along with. It has a lot of cool art that they've made, so like it's got some good character art, and it's a social deduction or bluffing. Yeah, hidden trader kind of game. No, you got to play this one, Robert? Yeah. I think I've only played it once, and it is like quite far along in its development, pretty close to finish, and they want to self-publish it. So I'm not sure. It feels they've been planning to self-publish it for quite some time. So I hope it's coming soon. I know it's sometimes putting the last finishing touch on something that you want to make, like just getting to the point where you're ready to run the Kickstarter, can almost be the hardest part. And I imagine they're probably around there. So Twisted Takers, this one's from Dan Spower. And manipulate the board to claim more cards. Claim cards become workers in your cube factory. Yeah, I wonder if it's a trick taker. Like, the name makes me think trick taker. This is not one that I have gotten to try myself. But yeah, this is cool. See the hint. Okay, and What Does My Rival Desire is from Zach Morris, and a short and silly I Split You Choose game where you have a secret roll that changes how you value stuff. And you're forced to wildly speculate on your rival's complex motives. This actually has started as like basically a practical joke, but then I think some inspiration was taken from this practical joke that, this is a memory that Shanti and I have of just getting totally got by Zach, and we're like never gonna trust them again. But but it got turned into a game that was published by Lunar Punk in the Midnight Market recently. So it's cool to see that come full circle. Okay, this is the one that determined the grid size. And then Xeno Confluence is also from Zach. This one is a very experimental game. Another one that I got to play with Shanti. I think that, you know, both Zach and Shanti are kind of night owl type people, and so I end up playing games with them a lot on the last night on Sunday. And this was no exception. This was, yeah, each two players are playing entirely different games, and they attempt to understand each other. So it's kind of like the premise. If there's a theme here, it's that you're both alien societies trying to understand each other's thought processes. And one more, Yin Yang Chase. This one is not one that I've gotten to try. This one's also from Dan Spauer. Players collect yin and yangs via hidden pre-planned movement. Collected parts are traded in order. They are collected to claim trigrams that are used to complete Bagua for the win. Complete a Bagua for the win. I don't know what Bagua means, but very good. So this is the last one. Nobody's giving me any hints, but that's okay. Get my confetti. That's fun. You can create your own puzzle with this tool, as you can see. And that's gonna wrap us up for this week. It's almost time for badges to be on sale for January 2026, but we're not quite there yet. I can't give you that in the chat today, but in the meantime, we do have a free community join for Discord that you can check out if you'd like. We'd like to have you there just to that's a good place to be if you want the notifications when badges come. And if you're a Discord user and you want to get notifications through Discord, it's a good idea to join the community. And also you can just have access to talk to our people in the clubhouse and all of that sort of thing, and read diary posts and some of our discussion postings and things like that too. So thanks for joining me this week, and I will see you next week for Minigame Monday. It will be, I believe, a crossword from May 2025. So have a good week. We'll see you next time. Bye.